Hi everyone, Gary Spolansky here with you again with another episode of The Power Is You. And in speaking of power, I want to offer some tools today to help you let go of accumulated anger, fear, frustration, whether it's been sitting on the sidelines and just kind of being pushed aside, or something that's going on actively with you. And the tools that I'm going to recommend today aren't really earth shattering. There's really nothing new about it, except that when used the way I'm going to suggest, they are very effective in releasing pent up energies, fears, and angers. And I think for all of us, we're all dealing with a lot of pressure. I don't care if it's economic, social, day to day, things that manifest situations at school, work, on the road. I don't think it really matters. What does matter is how it affects us. And one of the things that I honestly see in my practice is that many people don't really know how to let go of this anger. Some like to talk it out, that's good. Some act out, okay, that's not so good, especially if it hurts somebody. But there are a number of ways to do this that can actually release the anger without hurting yourself or others. And I'd like to just go over them now. The first is using a towel or a pillowcase to let out anger. And the reason for this is when we get angry and we say, okay, I'm mad, but I can't do anything about it, just feeling that energy, we kind of stuff it down. We kind of say, you know what, I can't do anything about it, so I'll just have to deal with it. Fine. But when you do that, what happens is you repress it, as I indicated, and it gets stuffed down. Little by little, like loading a spring mechanism, it gets stuffed down to the point where eventually it's going to be triggered, and the reaction is going to be much more extreme than perhaps a particular situation will call for. So, in that respect, I said, let's see how we could do this. And one of the suggestions I have is to use a towel or a pillowcase as a way to take out the anger. And I want to demonstrate this. Let me just reach over here. And I have here my handy dandy pillowcase. Okay? Now, what's the benefit? One, I can't rip this. I'm not strong enough. And I don't think most people are either. So it's going to give me a lot of resistance. The second thing I'm going to do with this pillowcase is I'm going to think of what I'm angry about, or how I feel angered or frustrated or impotent in terms of making a difference in the situation. So I take the pillowcase and I think of what I'm angry about. And as I think about it, I let the feeling of anger, why am I so angry? And I let that come up. And as it does, watch what happens. I start moving the pillowcase, pulling on it, and as I let more and more of my thoughts go, the energy grows in me. And in doing that, I relax. Because instead of giving the pent up energy in me more downward pressure by repressing it, I'm giving it a way to come out. I did it through sound, I did it through effort, and even now, can you hear the difference in the way I'm talking? I'm not as wound up as I was before, and that's because I let some of this tension out. And I grant you right now, I'm just demonstrating, but that was a real effect. So, when you feel like you're frustrated, angry, upset, and you don't have a way to get this out that's safe, this gives you that safety. You would take it, the way I would do it is I'd go into a private space. If you have no other choice, use your car. You can use the pillowcase, you can use a towel, anything that's going to give you that kind of resistance. And the more you put your energy into it, the more you're going to release what you're holding on to. The primary thing is to let yourself feel what you're angry about. And then you don't have to understand it. Don't try to figure it out. It's not worth it. All you want to do is feel the energy and give into it. And then as you start getting calmer, you're going to feel like, oh, that does feel better. And now I can think a little more clearly. Initially, it may not work right away. You may need to practice a few times. And more importantly, you'll probably feel a little awkward and self-conscious. That's normal, and I would expect that. So give yourself a little time to practice and see what benefits it can bring. And if you like what you feel, if you think, hey, this is a pretty good idea, why not share it with others? Teach your children even. If you have children that want to, need a little help with anger management, this is a really good way. And I want to just be clear here. I know in these kind of formats, I can't give you the kind of individualized attention that I would if we were talking person to person. So please use this as a guideline. But if you have any questions, reach out. Let me know, and I'll answer them as best I can. Okay, good. Thank you. That would be a really good thing because, like you, I feel helpless at times. There's so much going on in the world, and how much can I change? I am one person, and I'm doing what I can through this video series and the teachings that I offer in my practice. But I can't do this alone. So if you guys can help me by sharing what you believe is good information and helping others to utilize it to their benefit, you're really helping everyone to feel better. So I hope that's helpful to you. Now, I realize I said I was going to show you a couple of things, and I will, but because of the length of this video, I have a limitation on my website for how much I can upload. I'm going to do a second video with another technique in it. All right? So for the time being, just play with this one, see how it works for you. Let me know what you think. Okay, until next time, this is Gary signing off with his son and saying the power is you. Thank you.